All right, what is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Decide and Design. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's episode is called Why You Need Growth and Contribution. Now, this comes from my man, the legend, Tony Robbins. It comes from his 6 basic human needs. And I'm going to have to do another episode on all of the 6 basic human needs, but the last 2 are growth and contribution, and I want to get into why I think those are the most important and why you really need them in your life. So one of the reasons that I made this show in the first place was because a couple years back, I needed the person that I am today in my life. I needed somebody to tell me that it's going to be okay. I needed someone to tell me, like, Brandon, there's so much more inside of you. I needed someone to tell me to get your ass up and start moving, start doing things. I needed somebody to lift me up and tell me, like, dude, I know that what you're going through right now is painful. I know it feels like your life is caving in on you. I know you're stressed out. I know you have no direction, but there's so much inside of you. You're a kind, loving human being, and why are you spending your time drinking and arguing with people and getting into fights, and your life's a mess, dude. Like, you got to get it together. I needed someone to tell me in a kind and loving way because I was very ignorant, arrogant, and angry back then. But I was going through a lot. And I needed somebody like me to come into my life and just show me that we have options, and it's up to you to decide what you want out of life. And in order to design the life that you really want, you have to work hard and you have to grow and contribute to the highest level that you possibly can. That is what I believe is the purpose of this life. And everyone has something inside of them. Everyone has a gift. Everyone has a special strength that they can serve the world with. And that's really what this show is about, and that's what I needed a couple years ago when I was at my lowest point. It's not over. If you're out there and you are stuck in the mud, it is not over. It is just getting started. And connect with me if you need some motivation, or you need a accountability partner, or you need advice, whatever you guys need. Just let me know. But anyways, went on a kind of a big tangent there. Let's start with growth. What is growth? Growth to me is leveling up to your highest potential every single day. That's growth to me. And that means in your relationships, in your financial success, in your health, your body, your mind, your spirit, your spiritual growth, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. That's really like growing in all of those areas in your life, or leveling up in all those areas in your life. That's what growth is to me. And it's weird because people stop growing in their life, and then they wonder why they're in the same place when they're like 45 years old. They wonder why they're in the same place from 26 to 45. And it's because you stopped growing as a person. You stopped growing in your relationship. You got a job and you stopped worrying about your finances. You weren't thinking for your future. And I'm not saying that you can't, or that you shouldn't be present in your life, because I think that's important as well, to be aware of where you're at right now. But you have to plan for your future. You have to know where you're going. You have to have a goal. In order to get the goals that you want, you have to grow into a person who can attract that goal. So for so many years, I was just kind of talking about it. I was complacent in my life. And subconsciously, I knew I wasn't in the place I needed to be. Like, I knew that I deserved more and I wanted more. I just had no belief in myself, but I also didn't have any growth. I was not trying to get better in my life. I literally was just coasting, just hanging out. And, I can come up with 1,000 reasons for why I was doing that. Just with like being a little bit depressed and having kind of my whole life just falling apart around me, and me just having no direction and not knowing where to go, who to talk to. But I realized something. So when I started to kind of get my life back on track, I was at a point where like I needed to, in my head back then, I was like, I need to get a stable job. I need to be able to like move out of my house and be okay. I need my family not to worry about me anymore. I need just a little bit of direction. I need just like a stable job. So that's kind of where my head was at. I wasn't thinking about like my values or my character, or whether I was aligned with my higher self or anything like that. All I was worried about was getting to a place where I could be at a stable job and just be okay. Just be okay. I put in quotations. But anyways, so I didn't really know where to go, and I landed on like construction, public works. That's where I work right now. And on the journey to that, it was hard. It was like I had to work really hard to get to the place I'm at right now. And I needed to develop skills. I knew nothing about construction. I had to fear chase a lot. I had to kind of become a different person in order to get the job that I wanted to get. And I ended up hitting my goal, and it took about a year, way faster than I thought it was going to. And that's because I think I was in a place where I was just like, I was scared. So I was taking massive action. I mean, I just didn't give a shit. I was just trying everything to be successful. And something I realized is when I got the job and I finally hit my goal and I felt that I was at a place where I was quote unquote okay and I could survive by myself, suddenly I became unfulfilled. I became very complacent with where I was at. I was no longer growing as a person. So I was like, why? I kept thinking to myself, and this is what I was trying to figure out. I was like, why was I more fulfilled trying to get this job? And now that I have the job, I'm less fulfilled. Why do I feel a little bit empty right now? The reason I felt more fulfilled when I had less and I was going after the goal was because I had that growth in my life. I had to become a next level human. I had to get to the next level in my life in order to get that job. And that was fulfilling to me. It's like we crave the process, we crave going after our mission, and we crave the chase, we crave fear. We just don't know it yet because it's scary when we go into it right away. But then once you get the goal, or once you get to a place where where you wanted to go, you look back and you're like, wow, like that was, like, I really succeeded. Like, I really went after something and achieved whatever it is I wanted to achieve. And I had to work my ass off for this. And we feel good about that. It's like always like, it's like you think of like an athlete. It's like they want to win the Super Bowl, or they want to become the best player that they can become, one of the greats, a legend. And you always think about, it's like when they retire, a lot of players are lost in their life. And it's because they love the game more than the trophy. That's really what it comes down to. Love the game more than the trophy. And the process is what people miss. People want the end without enjoying the process of getting there. And growth is a part of that. In order to get to that place that you want to go, you have to grow to the next level. You have to become a higher level person to be able to handle that type of success that you want. You have to develop, you have to grow your skills, you have to grow your mindset. Everything in your life has to grow in order for you to attract or get whatever it is you're trying to get in your life. The level of success will align with how much you grow. And that kind of leads into contribution. So how do they go hand in hand? So people get confused about what happiness is and what fulfillment is. There are a lot of things that can make you happy. And it's based off of like pleasure seeking. So like if you go out to the bar, you go out on a Friday night, you're having a great time, a lot of times you're going to be happy. But it's short term. It's pleasure. It's like you're happy in the moment, but then the next day, at least for me, I've always kind of felt like shit about myself because I felt like I was wasting my potential. I was wasting the whole next day because I was hungover. I felt shitty mentally and physically. And it's like that's kind of pleasure seeking. But like after a night of drinking, it's like you were happy, you were having fun, but were you fulfilled? The way you find fulfillment is to contribute to something greater than yourself. That is like, I think that's where your mission stands. Wherever you're deciding you need to contribute in your life. Where are you serving in your life? Luckily for me, I've kind of found where I want to serve, and that is kind of based off this podcast. It's like I want to show people that you can decide what life you want to live, and you can design your life around your contribution, around your service, around your purpose. They all align together. And the thing is like I said earlier, the reason growth and contribution go together is because you have to grow in order to contribute more. So I realized, just to kind of give you like a backstory on this. So like I guess I work for a podcast. I don't want to say work for because they don't pay me, but they coach me and I help them with their business, basically. Another podcast, Next Level University. Shout out to NLU. It's an unbelievable self-improvement podcast. I definitely check it out if you get a chance. But so I work for them, and when I joined that team, I not only found my contribution to the world, it was kind of like my passion. It was like, oh, I want to serve people. I want to bring personal development into the world. And I'm going to help this team. I'm going to help this podcast do that. I'm going to help Kevin and Alan do that. What I realized is when I started to help them is I wanted more. Like, I want to contribute more in my life. The only way I'm able to contribute more is I have to grow as a person. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do my own thing too. I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to try and create my own community and help my own community of people grow. And they're going to help people grow as well. And now together we're going to change. We're going to bring personal development to the masses. We're going to change the world. And they fully support me and they're helping me do this. And I go off on these tangents, but back to what I was saying is like you have to grow more to contribute more. So my goals started to level up as I was growing as a person, as I was growing through this team and this community. So a goal of mine before was like, I just want to help with this. I want to help with their podcast and I want to help bring personal development to the world. And then it turned into, I want to start my own podcast. And now it's turned into, I want to have a business and create a community and help people all the time, every hour of every day. And now it's turned into like even more. It's still going up. It's like, I want to impact millions of people. And in order for me to do that, I'm going to have to level up and grow into the person that can handle that, into the person that can do that. That's why growth and contribution is so important in your life. And I wanted to end this podcast with kind of like, so I want to create my own community. And I don't really know where I'm going to like park this community. I don't know if it's going to be like a Facebook page or like an email list, or I don't know. I don't know how this all works. If any of you have suggestions on how to create like a community and have them all in like one place, let me know. But I want to create just a group of people who can share what they want to achieve in their life and feel safe and support each other and have accountability and just create a community where we can all support each other and help each other get to the next level and really create the lives that we want. Whether it's you going back to school or getting through college, whether it's you wanting to start your own business, whether it's you wanting to just serve the world in a unique way. It's like, I want to create a community where you feel safe and supported and we can all help each other. And the reason I want to do this is because that's what's helped me the most with the Next Level University community that I'm in and team that I'm on. It's like they have helped me more than I've leveled up more in my life in the last like year than I have in my entire life. And I know I've said that before, but getting on this team and getting in this community has been the biggest impact doing that. I had a meeting with them yesterday with the team, and I was telling them, I was like, a couple years back, I was so scared of my future. Like I I felt like I had nobody to lean on. I felt like I was alone. And I do feel like a natural leader, and I feel like I'm going to lead my life, but I was still scared that I had nothing to like really fall back on. And I was telling everyone yesterday, I was like, this team in this community is something that I can really fall back on. Like if I feel myself slipping, I can talk to you guys and you can get me back in alignment with myself. Because that's what we do. We have like our line right here, and we're trying to stay in the middle and be aligned, and we have like our highest purpose at the top. And we kind of drift. We drift away from that line. And a lot of people drift too far one way. And then they wake up years later and they're like, what the hell happened? Like, how did I get how am I in this place right now? And in order to stay aligned, you have to continue to grow and be around people who are going to keep you aligned. So that's something that I want to create, and I'm just really looking forward to it. There's a lot of things happening, and it's just going to keep getting better and better. So thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you for reaching out to me on Instagram. If any of you want to reach out, it's B_LOWE22, and it's B_low22 on Instagram. Please reach out to me and help me create this community. Help me find out where we can all meet and park our community, and that way we can start to help each other out. But yeah, with that being said, I will talk to you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great week, and hopefully you guys can take something from this and get to the next level in your life this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.